Stocks edge lower. Await Trump cabinet details. Markets wrap. A 5-day rally in the S&P 500 looked set to stall amid unease over expensive equity valuations and the composition of President-elect Donald Trump's incoming cabinet. Contracts on the S&P 500 and NASDAQ 100 indexes slipped about 0.2%, while Europe's Stoxx 600 gauge lost 1%. Tesla, Inc. The EV maker, seen as a prime beneficiary of a Trump presidency, dropped in pre-market trading after a post-election surge that lifted its valuation past $1 trillion. Other so-called Trump trades remained in play, however, with treasuries falling, the dollar hitting a one-year high and Bitcoin hovering just below $90,000. The election outcome has taken investors' U.S. equity exposure to the highest in 3 years, suggesting the rally could run out of steam, according to Citigroup analysts. Traders are also pondering the potential for Trump's economic policies, including trade tariffs and immigration crackdowns, to spur inflation and affect the path for Federal Reserve monetary policy. If we have those tariffs kicking in, if we have those so-called deportations, those would have an outright inflationary impact, and so would result in higher bond yields, said Kevin Thost, a member of the investment committee at Carmignac. Higher bond yields across the curve may start to bite at some point, especially at a time of lofty stock market valuations, he said. 10-year Treasury yields rose as much as 6 basis points as the market reopened after Monday's holiday. Read, Trump is set to elevate China hawks, deepening Beijing rift. Markets are now focusing on the makeup of the incoming Trump administration. Fears for the future of China's relationship with the U.S. played out in Hong Kong's Hang Seng Index, which shed more than 3%. U.S.-listed Chinese stocks, such as Alibaba Group Holding Limited and PDD Holdings Inc., also fell. Bloomberg News reported that Senator Marco Rubio, known for his aggressive stance on China, is expected to be named Secretary of State. Representative Mike Waltz, who views China as a greater threat to the U.S. than any other nation, is in line to be National Security Advisor. Tom Homan, named as border czar, was criticized for harsh immigration policies implemented during Trump's first term. Up until Trump's inauguration in January, we will be in a period where there will be some form of uncertainty regarding the implementation of his policy measures, Thost said. Meanwhile, U.S. inflation data due Wednesday could determine whether the Fed cuts interest rates again next month. The Core Consumer Price Index, which excludes food and energy, is expected to have risen at the same pace on both a monthly and annual basis compared with September's readings. Key events this week. Fed speakers include Christopher Waller, Patrick Harker, and Neil Kashkari, Tuesday. Fed issues survey of senior bank loan officers, Tuesday. Eurozone industrial production, Wednesday. US CPI, Wednesday. Fed speakers include Jeffrey Schmid, Lori Logan, Neil Kashkari, and Alberto Musalem, Wednesday. Eurozone GDP, Thursday. US PPI jobless claims, Thursday. Walt Disney earnings, Thursday. Fed speakers include Jerome Powell, John Williams, and Adriana Kugler, Thursday. China retail sales, industrial production, Friday. U.S. retail sales, Empire Manufacturing, industrial production, Friday. Some of the main moves in markets. Stocks. The Stoxx Europe 600 fell 1% as of 12:04 p.m. London time. S&P 500 futures fell 0.2%. NASDAQ 100 futures fell 0.1%. Futures on the Dow Jones Industrial Average fell 0.1%. The MSCI Asia Pacific Index fell 1.4%. The MSCI Emerging Markets Index fell 2%. Currencies. The Bloomberg Dollar Spot Index rose 0.3%. The euro fell 0.3% to $1.619. The Japanese yen fell 0.3% to 154.13 per dollar. The offshore yuan fell 0.2% to 7,2432 per dollar. The British pound fell 0.3% to $1.2827. Cryptocurrencies. Bitcoin fell 0.7% to $87,426.45. Ether fell 1.1% to $3,292.34. Bonds. The yield on 10-year treasuries advanced 7 basis points to 4.38%. Germany's 10-year yield was little changed at 2.32%. Britain's 10-year yield advanced 4 basis points to 4.46%. Commodities. Brent crude rose 0.5% to $72.17 a barrel. Spot gold fell 0.6% to $2,003.86 an ounce. This story was produced with the assistance of Bloomberg Automation, with assistance from Aya Wagatsuma and Macarena Muaz.